Hi, this is Mark Palladini and welcome to the Greedy Ant Gourmet. We are cooking up some beautiful things here in the shop today, and we wanted to share a little time with you to show you how to cut open and to describe some wonderful cheeses. So let's get busy. The two cheeses we're going to explore today are the Parmigiano Reggiano and the Cacio di Bosco. Let's start with the Parmesan. Parmesans typically come in about an 80-pound wheel. Now, when they come to us, they don't come all 80 pounds, but yet they're cut into either quarters or eighths. A quarter being 20 pounds and eighth being 10 pounds. So this is actually an eighth of a wheel. And if you were to look at the whole wheel, there would be 4 of these around, and then on the other side, 4 around, consisting of 80 pounds. We're just gonna go ahead and work with this one 10-pound piece. A Parmesan has a darker edge around the rind of the cheese, and what that means is that's just the edge that has been on the exterior, kind of aging, making the interior harder as well. This exterior edge, however, is edible, and most people don't know that. Most people throw that away. Now, on a very well-aged Parmesan, you wouldn't want to eat the exterior. It's a little too tough, but they are wonderful for broths and soups. You can also put them at the bottom of like your turkey pan, and they will actually exude some salt and some of that aged cheese flavor, and they're going to be wonderful. So go ahead and try that. What we're going to do today is just break the wheel. So we're going to use a cheese spike and a little paddle here. And we're also going to use a very sharp knife. And of course we have our cheese plane, which afterwards for tasting, because we all need to taste. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it over onto its softer side on the down on the cutting board. And we're going to imagine a line drawn right through the middle of this wedge. I'm going to start from the very middle of the wedge, and I'm going to go ahead and press down. It's fairly soft. It can be fairly, sometimes they can be a little more rigid than others. It depends on the age of the cheese. However, what you want to do then is just move it back and forth, creating a nice, clean, clear line. And that's the line right there that we're using. Then we're gonna extract it, and we're gonna move towards the back of the cheese, drawing a little line with the sharper edge. And we're going to plunge that right into the cheese again and move it back and forth and back and forth. And then you're going to basically literally draw a line. And the reason why we're not doing this upper edge first is because you don't want it to break. So we want to get the kind of the hunkier piece in back first. When we come to the edge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be drawing a line up here all the way to where I had my cuts. That way I can kind of, it doesn't have to be perfect, but what we want to do is just kind of get a general edge. And then we're going to take it from the actual edge piece, plunge that in, move it back and forth, extract it, and we're going to do that all the way down until we get a nice, clean, kind of a cut line for ourselves. Because if you were to try to do this with a knife directly, forget it. It's not going to work. So again, I'm going to draw. Now I'm going to do the front half now that the back half is more or less loose. And again, you don't have to get every edge and every piece of the wheel. What you're trying to do is you're just trying to loosen up the interior piece so that you can get a nice cut. And once you get to the edge here, you want to be a little bit more careful because the edge can be a little tricky and you don't want it to chunk off in too badly. It's going to have some chunkiness kind of fall off in pieces, and that's natural and that's okay, especially for a nice Parmesan. Once you've got your edges cut, you're going to put your knife right into it, kind of get the first cut, and you're going to gently and slowly pull that out. This cheese can really attach onto a knife, so you want to be careful. Once you've done that, it's just time to start digging in and breaking that wheel. Because the rest of the cheese is fairly soft past that exterior part. And you're going to hear just a small little crack. Once you've heard that little crack, you know that you've actually cracked the wheel in half. And then you can take it from the front, and voila, we have a really nice, beautiful cut. You'll notice that it's not perfectly smooth, and that's perfectly fine because this Parmesan should flake off and be nice and flaky and beautiful and ready for your pasta or your salad or something of like whatever you wish. And Parmesan's beautiful for just about any kind of dish. From here, it's small enough that you can go ahead and break it into smaller pieces. Again, you want to try to leave a little exterior rind that'll kind of keep the cheese intact, and the smaller pieces intact, the exterior rind being this darker edge. Kind of keep that exterior rind on each piece. You're not going to get it on every piece, but you know, you're going to try your best.